What's going on? This is Rushdog from InkRush Games, and today I'm sharing 5 fun details in Splatoon Raiders that you might have missed. Well, there's already been some great discussion from the community about Splatoon Raiders' weapons, gadgets, enemies, and level design. Some of the game's smaller, stranger, and more charming details seem to have flown under the radar. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at 5 fun details in Splatoon Raiders that you might not have noticed. 1. GameCube cable hair ties. Splatoon Raiders features some fun new hairstyles for us to try out, many of which incorporate junk that is found around the Spiralite Islands. One of the new hairstyles uses old red, white, and yellow composite cables for hair ties. What you might not have noticed is that these aren't just any composite cables, they're the official Nintendo Stereo AV cables that were used with the Nintendo GameCube. Here's the actual cable I used to connect my GameCube for reference. You can see they're the exact same. These aren't just GameCube cables either. Nintendo used these same cables with the N64, as well as the Super Nintendo. It's good to know that if Deep Cut manages to find an old Nintendo console while they're out raiding, they'll at least have the proper cables to hook it up. Speaking of retro games, 2. A playable arcade cabinet. Nintendo's Splatoon Twitter account has confirmed that you can use the materials you gather on raids to build an arcade cabinet for your hideout ship. The cabinet will be fully playable and will feature nostalgic 8-bit style games. This is a big improvement from how this arcade cabinet appeared in Splatoon 3, where it only served as a fancy locker decoration. Believe me, I should know, I've had it in my locker for nearly 4 years. Longtime Splatoon players will also recognize this as a callback to the fully playable arcade cabinet that appeared in Inkopolis Plaza all the way back in the very first Splatoon game on the Wii U. That arcade cabinet featured Squid Jump, as well as some additional bonus unlockable games that you could unlock via Amiibo. Here's my Squid Jump high score, by the way. What was yours? 3. Food-themed islands. Fans of wordplay will want to pay close attention to the island and level names in Splatoon Raiders. Many of the island names appear to be anagrams of food types, while the level names are sound-alikes of specific dishes. For example, Sire Island, shown here, is an anagram of rice, while the Rice Bowl Den level is a sound-alike of rice bowl. Another example is Spada Island, which is an anagram of pasta, with the Carbonera Wetlands level, which is a sound-alike of carbonara. So while you're playing, pay close attention to the island and level names, and you're sure to notice some fun surprises. Just don't blame me if you get hungry. 4. Deep Cut always booyahs back. Nintendo, in their infinite wisdom, has mapped 2 communication options for players to the D-pad in past Splatoon games. This way, and booyah. Honestly, this is plenty, as most of my IRL conversations involve me saying either booyah or this way in various combinations. With that said, Splatoon etiquette demands that when your teammate booyahs, you booyah back. Fortunately, Deep Cut's gotten the memo, and it looks like no matter which Deep Cut member you take with you, they'll always booyah back. Such camaraderie. 5. Splatoon Raiders may have been foreshadowed in 2022. Way back in September 2022, Splatoon 3's first post-launch Splatfest asked players what they would bring to a deserted island. Gear, grub, or fun. At the time, this seemed like a standard Splatfest question. Flash forward to today though, and Deep Cut now finds himself stranded on the Spiralite Islands, where they're forced to survive using gear while they explore grub-themed islands. There's even time for a little fun too, as we saw earlier with the arcade cabinet. Now all this might be a coincidence, but maybe, just maybe, the dev team was planning on making Raiders all the way back in 2022. So those are 5 fun details I noticed in Splatoon Raiders, but I'm sure there's plenty more examples. Let me know what details you spotted, and be sure to share your Squid Jump scores as well in the comments below. And if you like what you saw, please hit like and subscribe. And above all, always remember to booyah back. And now, it's time for my nap. Booyah!